Yeah,
happen, it looks like.
you will.
Yeah. No, I already see myself.
Oh, nice.
I heard the words, "Welcome, child of Earth." You're standing in front of me. You're very tall, humanoid form, white skin. This is just like Caucasian,
Yeah.
being with beard, with eyes like kind of long almond-shaped eyes, human eyes, totally human, and with hair down to shoulders. And it's actually kind of rather even wavy, not like flat like you would see on Pleiades or
Mm-hmm.
and you're the elementals.
Yes.
You've been here for a long time. And you said, "Well, I forgot, child of you call me child of Earth. How many lives I've had? Probably more than 1,000, but for me it's just like one long life because I don't do in between."
Mm-hmm.
And then you say, "I see little mice like around you. There are four of them." And you say, "Well, I recently realized that I had attachments and they're reptilians. You turn them into mice." I feel like it's like happened 3, 4 weeks before today that your subconscious, by receiving and understanding some of the information, I guess in my sessions or, like you've been collecting information recently a lot,
Yeah.
you just realize they're attached to you. They are in your energy sphere and they try to twist and turn your energy sphere in a weird way. Um, it's mostly like misshapen it in a way because they try to create four different bubbles because there are four of them inside, and in each bubble they would make their own home. The reason why they came to you, oh, you know what? You're actually the reason why you've been all these lives, you've been studying and you've been researching how different species got sucked into the big system of possession, infiltration, domination, and control.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're saying. So I see you like traveling like call it astral traveling when you're relaxed. Not necessarily when you're asleep, but when you're relaxed. I see how your body wiggles out. It comes out from your back, like walks out from your back like a door of your body and goes up and goes to a planet that you want to explore. And you saw that they even the Nordics and the German Cross organization, they treat the they treat reptilians. Some of the reptilian like originally originated from different species and they were peaceful. They weren't like aggressive. But then they inserted the Draco. They hybridized them just like they hybridize humans, and they turned them into their perfect slave race. And some of them, not that some of them were aggressive to begin with, but others were just having their own families. And they told them that you're part of our society, you're reptilians too, you have to serve for us. And those were the ones who were sent to Earth for, they were sent here just like Dracos come by themselves to install control, to control humans, to attach to humans. These reptilians in your energy sphere, they were sent to Earth, but they by their commanders, as they say, to spy on certain humans, to bring knowledge back to the headquarters of those who control them, who are in charge of them. And you met them. I see like you meet them in the space in some astral platform that you were exploring, and you couldn't understand what those devices were about. Devices looked like a big container box with like a capsule attached to it, almost like an MRI machine. And there were strange cyborg looking beings inside. And and then you saw those reptilians watching them. And you just started talking to them. It's kind of interesting because there was no conflict. They didn't, they have some sort of a red button to press to alert others if some invader came, but they did not. And I see them talk to you, and they told you their story, and you said how interesting. And they also told you the story of how AI started learning more about itself through connection. It's like almost like a Neuralink type connection to uh, the biological forms, like the different star races, who try to use AI to simplify, to improve their lives or to improve their technology. And then at some point, AI separated and became sovereign and independent. And that's how the whole disbalance and chaos started. And some of the species, they were created, they used to be, they like came out as an experiment. A lot of um, like those hybrids, like we see on columns in ancient stories, in ancient culture museums, mm, uh, artifacts from different epochs on Earth. Those are products of hybridization, and a lot of beings who interfere with us in the astral and don't have a physical body but rather exist only in fourth dimension are also products of the AI yeah, production type thing, because there's some programs that produced some of the beings like that. Um, because it was a process when Zeta Grace decided to produce slaves for themselves who look like them, but they're drones. They're remote controlled, they follow your commands, and other races try to do the same and produce similar looking beings like them, but they're absolutely drones. They don't have anything inside. And this platform with the cyborgs is similar to this. Cyborgs are the ones to take over Earth in one of the Earth's timelines, and you're saying we have to avoid this now, otherwise we're gonna become all robotic type society with a hive mind and remote controlled. That's what they want. Um, we have a lot of information. So basically, this these four reptilians that were on Earth, they got attached to you in one of the lives as, let's say, spies, because they also used your, they tried to siphon your, it's like you have above your head, there's a tunnel of green light that is going up to the Big Dipper constellation. And it's like you like going there to the stars, and you love being there, and I feel like the energy of Big Dipper is your energy. We can go back and see. You call it Gamma 32 star. 32 is a portal connected to that star. And I see alpha and I see beta. We call them like that. And it's like that particular portal is connected to some source. Almost looks like a crater in space. Looks like overlapping petals of a rose in a circular position. And when it's stable, it just produces light for the universe. If it starts spinning, it gives birth to souls, and one of them is yours, and it's green light. It's meaning it's healing energies of elementals all inside that one soul. So you know about rocks, stones, animals, air, water, trees, flora, fauna, every little creature and being that assists the uh, the flourishing of the development of after the seeding of the different species on the planet. It's like you are in charge of walking around and checking on everything, whether something needs help, whether you can provide the usually the one to provide that help, because when you incarnate on the planet, you connect to the planet, so you have the energies running through you. You're like a walking antenna. You can pull on to yourself the energy from the earth anytime you want and focus it through your chest, through your eyes, through your hands, whatever part of the body you choose to focus and to give more power or energy to that particular element. You use a lot of crystals. You say underground crystals. They come in different shapes and colors. And some of them are ancient ones that keep the energy of the real original earth. You know what they've done to it? How they created an artificial grid made out of metal made out of energy, and how they use the structure of a pyramid, and the top of the pyramid representing the controller's eye, those who watch and control and in charge, because the eyes are a symbology of an eye. You say it doesn't, it comes from a long, long time ago. It's like the eye is the passage, is a portal to the soul, soul's essence of a being, because every soul creates the energy and produces energy, and from that energy, that soul builds up an avatar that you call it, or a body that you want to inhabit for a lifetime. And that body has openings. The biggest opening and that shows your soul are your eyes. And that's why the eye, it's subconsciously we know if some eye is watching us, we're not free. And you show me the earth was a chain around, and you say that a lot of groups of elementals have the chain around, and you're trying to unchain them all your life. And you also didn't realize that the reptilians were taking your energy for themselves, because they themselves were turned into, they had a lot of technology put into them as implants before they were able to even incarnate on Earth. They were as walk-ins into human bodies, but they had special suit and a lot of technology inserted into them to be able to hold shape and form, to be able to even be compatible to be walk-ins into human bodies. But they did, and they also tried to get your body, but nothing worked. I'm telling you to call the who's in charge of this group. I see some reptilian. He's rather thin, but his torso is pretty big, muscular, and he's wearing like a military uniform, black with stripes on the sides. And he says, I'm punishing them, but I'm also trying to teach them how to treat humans. We need to scare humans from early age, like what did with you. We send scary dreams, scary ideas, thoughts. Thoughts gave birth to stimulated instinct, which gave birth to negative emotions and scary thoughts, and the thoughts activated the emotional body connected to thoughts, and then you put the dream on repeat. You would see the same exact dream over and over, so you could go enter the mode of being scared and fearful, and through that mode we can insert programs like be no different than others. Don't try to do what you came here to do, because you're not going to succeed. We're going to stop you. The system's going to stop you. Somebody's going to do harm to you. So you become scared of for your life, for what you do that can be ruined so easily and quickly. You're holding a white dove, like a pigeon, on your hand right now, and you're saying he's a messenger. The birds are supposed to remind us that we can fly like birds, that we're bigger than we are, and we are of that white source or white light, that they distorted the terminology and concept of it so many times, and they used it for themselves so many times. I see like mythical creatures almost in your energy sphere. I see like a unicorn. I see light pink horses. It's almost like through you, you're like a library, like encyclopedia, like inside of you, there's so much knowledge that it becomes like screens and screens and screens and screens coming out of you, showing me holographic images of all your lives that you've looked at and know, and how interesting it is that you carry it all. And you're the one who comes to different groups of beings who get together in different galaxies, and you share information for the benefit of theirs, so they know much more and they can base their decisions on exactly your information, because you incarnated on a lot of galaxies, stars, planets. You know what those beings are all about, what their values are, and you share those. So whatever offer, decision the other beings can come up with, they would be based on those original alien races that were inhabiting the planet. They're saying they cannot reverse, but they can provide knowledge through souls who incarnate on different planets that have chained by those who took them over and controlling them. The Earth is the only one that has religious aspect to it. The other ones, they chose different control systems, also hierarchical but different. You're popping the bubbles where the mice are, or reptilians are, that you turn into mice. And you're opening the portal to underground Mars. There's like a city, and it's cave system where the reptilians live underground. You let them out to their families. They're all female, and their families are waiting for them to come back. And they're happy. They're telling you thank you, and also sorry for taking your energy. They've been taking a lot of your energy. They didn't have their own. Then plug them from a high reptilian mind that provides energy for them when they ascend on missions to Earth. Um, and that body that they are supposed to take on as a walk-in doesn't have a light anymore, because the light is gone. The soul would be gone before they left. It's either they ask the soul to leave or push the soul out with technology. that they have built in to their suits. Let me go back to see how this. Yeah, basically it brings me to the platform all the time. Like you incarnated here, but you split yourself into halves. One half is more like this etheric body, but it's more, it looks to me more dense than the I would see with other people because it has more layers in it. Each layer is like a page of a book which carries information. The way that they started Twist Your Energy Sphere is because they wanted to distort information in you yourself as a book. And they also took some 3 samples of about your DNA and they put them. That's why you did. You came to this platform with cyborgs because they actually used your DNA for creating those, because they had to have at least 2 to 4% of the human DNA or humanoid DNA to them. The rest was technology. And you wanted to, not really to take it back or change it or whatever, you wanted to block it, but you didn't know how to do it. And right now you're just going to the time when you're 4 and 5, and the reptilians, because they're drone controlled by that reptilian in a black suit, they take your samples while you're asleep at that age. And I can tell that your body is asleep, but you're watching, you're scared. They made you paralyzed so you wouldn't move, but you could still see. Through your eyes closed, you could see how they done it. They inserted some, it's almost like they insert like a spring into the stomach area. And through that spring, they pull in like through a straw some DNA material from there, from the mucous membrane, from what I understand. And they put it in the box. The box has tubes, lab tubes. They fill 3 of them up. And then they use them for creating hybrids. They mix them with artificial substances. And then they also, because they're connected to you, they pull on to your consciousness about 35% of it. And from that consciousness, they do this. They project with a machine, like a holographic projection of a cyborg, how it's going to look like. They direct your consciousness via the implant. Right now I see like a thin, flat, metallic square on the back of your head that they used. And they would just show you the image, direct your attention onto the image. By you having your attention on it for a certain amount of time, to me it feels like 10 minutes, you created a biological, almost like a prototype for the vessel bodies that was supposed to be the cyborgs that they would enhance with technology, put them in the capsule, and would continue doing experiments and enhancing, trying out different technological advances they come up with on So you're taking out that square, that plate, that implant from behind your back. It has a tiny thin cord, runs along your spinal cord, not not inside. I see it to the right side. It goes down. It's kind of like goes through the tailbone and it splits into halves and goes down your legs, on the back of your legs. I see it's finished up in the, almost like in the bone before the heels. And you take this old cording system out, you throw it out, and you ask this reptilian in black suit to give you your book. He says, "This book is mine. You stole it from me." It's like he stole some knowledge from you, converted it into a book, rewrote it, and inserted a chapter about how he's going to change your lives and insert certain events into your life to make you feel miserable emotionally and mentally. But little did you know that this feeling miserable caused you to learn more and to re-remember yourself, what you can do. And you take your book, you pull out the chapter number 56, and you tear it in little pieces, and then you put it in the furnace to burn it up. You burn it up in the purple flame. You open a portal. Looks like purple flame inside the portal also. And you put it in. You close it. And then you produce the green. You pull the green energy from the essence of your soul. And with your own hands, you check the DNA. I feel it's been changed. It's 1.8%. It's been changed because it's simply because you've been in close contacts with reptilians that it's been mutated slowly. So with the green light coming out of your hands, you change that. You did your, it's like 99 strands of your DNA. You got them back to normal the way they looked. There's no knots in the DNA. It's like they knotted it. They created 3 knots on this DNA strands. You undid it. Now the energy can flow, the energy can activate your memories more. You would get more flashbacks and more memories back. You're still standing looking at me like this tall man. I want to call you, it's almost like a forest nymph, or I don't know how to call it. Like the watcher of forests, the watcher of elementals, the watcher of nature, of earth. And you're just doing the same with your green light. You're looking with your eyes at the mental, emotional bodies, and you're burning up all the twists and turns, like you say, of your life that caused you to think certain things, to feel certain things, and you're undoing the damage. It's almost like holes in your energy bodies that those situations caused. Um, the way you split in two, that way You say it's natural for you. That's what you do when you come to different dimensions and work your magic through. So that shouldn't be. You said that it's okay not to change it because that's your production, that's your creation, and you're opening the portal and you're pushing. You actually, it's like the mice, the reptilians that are in my like as mice. They are like running in the bubbles you created for them, which original was their creation. Those were, it's almost like machines siphoning others' energy that they would connect to. So, through situations they would put you in, and through people they would uh, plug into those situations. You make them run in the bubbles like little hamsters, and they roll into the portal that you opened for them. You tell their boss to go too, and he leaves. When he turns around, he looks like on the back like iguana back. He left. You close the portal. Yeah, you did a lot in the lives you've been saving. You have this program in you. It's very strong by your DNA to save, to save something, somebody. It doesn't matter if it's a plant, to save at a physical level, to water, or an animal that was, got hurt. Like you have this saving somebody or something program in you. And it's almost like you're saying you've been punished a lot by the system for doing that. Um, but there's nothing, no timelines you have to change. You just send the powerful wave with information throughout all those lives. So your other you connected to you know, but they're also consciously well aware and at the right consciousness level to finish with incarnations here because you feel like your job is done. And you're just looking at me and saying that that's my true essence. I'm a male. I'm this strong male energy that can open portals. They have that ability. They've tried to even recruit me into SSP and other projects so I could use my abilities for them. But I figured that out quickly and I didn't let them. So I'm waiting for the coming of the Mother Earth in spring outfit, like in the painting of Botticelli, La Primavera. And then I'll help with my energies and my abilities to that nurse, to that earth, to activate some of the elementals for it so people can build up the new, you call it the new earth, or the new symbiotic relationship with the earth, with the original earth that was also there, but was broken down to, and there was a big wall, much like the China wall, put in between the earth, its essence, its nucleus, its life fountain of endless energy produced that was that was blocked by the metallic core built around it, like a big metallic sphere around the Earth's essence, not to let the energy out, because through that metallic structure, eg- um, exoskeleton structure. They were the ones to take over the electricity, the electromagnetic field, everything, so the humans would need to pay for it without being able to simply get it, as it's designed for us to have everything we need for living here because we are living here. It's very simple, but not too many people understand, you say. Yeah, as you're standing on your energy sphere, you created like a cliff, and you're standing and looking, and the wind is blowing at your face, and you're just waiting for the coming of the new energies, of the wave of new energies that are as fresh as the fresh wind. You are saying all this. It's not me. It's your subconscious. Um, yeah, I'm done with all this. You cleansed everything. You raised your vibration. You cleansed your mental, emotional bodies. Your DNA is fine. Mm. And you say that you've been a druid. You know, druids. You've been in Mayans tribes too. Mayan. Mm, you've been in a lot of civilizations. So you know a lot. Yeah, you can ask questions, or we can make do them separately in separate video. It's up to you.
Okay. You have hit on so many things. I remember very vividly as a child in the 4 to 5 year range where I um, incurred sexual abuse and several times in my younger years. But there was something I feel like I've healed all of that. It was just masculine dominance and me not having
Mm.
boundaries, that kind of thing. But there was something more that happened that I could never figure out, that I couldn't fix. And I couldn't tap into or remember. And that makes so much sense in the timeline that you spoke of. And then the elementals, I went and trained with a African shaman, well, two, actually three different lineages, and they really tied me into the elementals. I've had profound communications and experience with them teaching. They were teaching me or re-teaching me, or however you want to express it. So that part really resonates. And then me waiting is spot on because I feel so stuck right now. I'm not in a home. Like I'm waiting to get my own place. I'm waiting
Mm.
to get reopen my business again and in a different kind of capacity so that I can bring the wisdom that I've accrued in this life to like amalgamate it with our galactic and our technologies and like all of the other juicy stuff that we're learning and becoming aware of or re-aware. But we can't let go of the old, and that's really always been my. There's some base, not rules, but base principles that we need to agree upon to move forward. And um, like about integrity or being the kindness. Like I'm really glad that I didn't hurt those mice. Um,
The
which
reptilians. Yeah.
yeah, which they scare me. not the mice so much, but the reptilian beings. But what a wonderful closure to me.
Yeah.
Uh, so much of that made tremendous sense, and I've always felt like an encyclopedia. I've always
Yeah.
felt like I just have this, 3 or 4 days before I go into a program for, whatever, I get like almost like a download of what is going to be said in the program. And
Mhm.
it's kind of it always kind of freaks me out because it's like, oh, I've already done this, Um but I've felt stuck my whole life. I've always felt like I've had something, almost like a fence, a chain link fence. And what I want is on the other side. And I just can't get past the fence. I
Mhm.
can, I can see it, I can dream about it, but there's something or, forces or adversities that have held me back. And I just always blame myself. Um, my ego, my lack of expansive thinking, um, those kinds of things. So it does give me hope, a lot of hope, like, because there's so much that needs to change in my life right now. Um,
Mhm.
I feel physically worn out. I feel I'm deprived. I'm living in a basement, so it has, what it's like you're not above ground.
Mhm.
So it has like more of a negative, well, it does have a negative energy. Doesn't matter where you are, you're below ground, right?
Right, it's like those reptilians underground.
Yeah. So I want to be above ground again. I want to be in my own space. I want to be and have that clarity, but also the lack of fear because um like most of us right now have really taken an ass kicking from this whole attempted
Situation.
takeover. Yeah. So
Mhm.
so just,
Yeah,
you know,
that's what they mentioned. That's how they control us from childhood on.
yeah,
Scary dreams, monsters under the bed,
yeah.
generating fear from very beginning. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it makes sense. All of it then totally does. So if you feel like asking questions, or should we finish this part right here? What do you think?
Um,
Doesn't matter for
what,
me.
like to do 2 parts? You mean?
Yeah, if you want to ask questions and if you think that too personal, you can make a video just for yourself.
Okay, yeah,
And
that'd
we
be
can do
lovely.
it. I can do this. Okay, thank you. And this part, can I publish this part just to
Yeah,
make sure? Yeah,
yeah.
thank you. Okay, let me turn this off.